Every day, our first prayer in the morning is Mother Macaulay's prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. My God,
I belong to you today and always.
You are a God of love and tenderness. I place my trust in you.
May I accept the plans you have in mind for me, and may I always hope to be in your presence. Amen. Saint Bernard, pray for us.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
I think for an institution to survive a century and a half is quite an accomplishment.
I am so honored to have been a student here at St. Bernard.
To say that I'm a St. Bernard graduate, to me, is a very proud statement.
And when I walk in that door, all these happy memories come back.
It feels like home to me.
This is just like a big family.
The school exists because of the sacrifice that 6 nuns made when they came to Nashville in 1866.
First elementary school in the city of Nashville, oldest elementary school in the city of Nashville.
this is a portrait of Mother Mary Claire Mockmahan. Mother Mary Claire led the foundation of 6 sisters to Nashville, Tennessee. They started the first parochial school in Nashville, and that would be called St. Bernard Academy. She named it St. Bernard because it was Mother Bernard in Providence, Rhode Island, who sent the foundation from Providence to Nashville, Tennessee.
It's such an interesting history, St. Bernard. The legacy of coming over from Ireland and building the school from the ground up, and all of that is extremely awe-inspiring, really, when you think of it.
I think that the impact that the sisters made on life here was, first of all, to bring education to those early generations of immigrants, and consequently, they went on, to contribute to the overall welfare of the city itself.
So I really think that the responsibility here really falls on us to be that center of mercy that they started back in 1866. We're fortunate, we have some families in here that are 4th generation St. Bernard. So that's gone from, grandmother to mom to, and even great-grandmother. But that's kind of a neat tradition that they saw the mission in firsthand experience, that they want their kids or grandkids to be a part of that same tradition.
I went to high school here and graduated in 1977, so it's been near and dear to my heart for many, many years.
My grandmother was here in the 30s, and then my mom has 2 sisters, and they all attended St. Bernard. Then I went here for a couple years in the 80s, and both of my children have attended here.
I have pictures of me on my mother's lap as an infant on the grounds up here at St. Bernard visiting my Aunt Sister Bernadette. That's how long I have been coming to this campus.
Sister Mary Lawrence, when I was in the 7th or 8th grade, I used to go out to the convent and help her do yard work. I remember distinctly all of her directions with regard to how to plant irises down the main drag, going from 21st up to the convent front door.
I remember most vividly the experiences that I had with the teachers. Sister Nina taught me reading while I was here, and to this day, so we're friends on Facebook now.
Just the other day, someone on Facebook said, "I am so proud that you taught me reading. I appreciate what you've done for me, and I love to read."
I learned to read and write at St. Bernard Academy, so it's safe to say that my early education really shaped my life.
When these grown men and women come up to me and say, "Thank you," it's things like that that make me really proud that I taught these children.
I always have had a very loud voice, and when everybody else was whispering and passing notes, I would join in and I would always get caught. It didn't matter which class I was in, Sister would turn around from the blackboard and single me out.
It was the 80s, so there was lots of big hair and, everybody tried to get away with that and neon accessories, but that did not go over very well.
We wore uniforms, hideous navy blue uniforms.
I remember loving the uniform, and my parents couldn't even get me out of that uniform. They would try to change me into play clothes at the end of the day, and I remember at aftercare, I would not put them on. I just wanted to wear my uniform all day. So many memories.
I received, as the chairman of the advisory committee, a letter from a sister stating that the high school was going to close, but that we would move our grammar school from the convent building to that high school facility. About a week or so later, I get another letter telling me that we can only promise you all 5 years there. Well, at that point, we knew we had to do something.
Next thing we knew, we were trying to put together a foundation to purchase the property.
With that, Sister Melanie reaches out to the Sisters of Mercy, then reaches out to our parent community, and reaches out to our teacher community. We got wholehearted support to purchase St. Bernard's, to continue that legacy of the Sisters of Mercy.
When we learned they were all going to stay with us, we knew we had a chance.
It was like a family. The parents really organized. It was incredible to move a school down to what was the high school. And to me, that says a lot for our parent community, the whole school community.
The closer you can put the parent involvement into the school, the better off that school is always going to be. That's kind of been the keystone for St. Bernard.
We continued what the Mercies did. And I think that's still the foundation of what this school is. It continues that Mercy legacy.
Our mission is to provide an excellent Catholic academic education.
An excellent Catholic academic education.
We have always had a strong academic school, as long as I can remember and long before that. St. Bernard was known for its strong academics. We send students to Father Ryan or JP2 to Hume Fogg or wherever they're going, and they excel.
I was taught that you need to do stuff thoroughly. You need to make it the best that you can, be the best that you can be. And so I put that into my work, and it's given me an edge in high school.
My goal as a teacher is to teach the whole student. Try to speak to character, building community, getting to know them individually, and that helps so much to know how to teach them and how to reach them and how to achieve that academic excellence.
Parents know that, we're an open door, and that teachers know that, the parents are supportive of what we're doing as well.
I think St. Bernard is ahead of the game. I like that they have levels of education rather than grades, because they really allow each child to progress within their needs.
I can tell you, as a couple, it's one of the best decisions that we made. All three of our children graduated from here, well prepared for high school, and with a head start on college. And they've all three done exceptionally well, and we attribute a lot of their success to St. Bernard.
Something my wife and I both really appreciate is the way that St. Bernard manages the faith, the religion component of its educational experience, and the way that the school manages the diversity of faiths that are present here.
Built on a foundation of self-discipline, compassion, and a sense of responsibility for social justice.
We want the students to develop that self-discipline, to do what they know is the right thing to do, whether it's to study for a test or to help somebody or whatever it is, to do it because they know that that's what they need to do, that self-discipline, not because somebody else tells them you have to do this.
Students from St. Bernard Academy know how to conduct themselves and be responsible and respectful and be caring of one another, and people notice that.
We were told when we were outside this school, we represented St. Bernard's, we represented our families, and our uniform told everybody where we were from, so we had better act accordingly.
Self-discipline, compassion,
and a sense of responsibility for social justice.
We want them to have compassion for one another, not just if somebody drops books in the hall, that certainly, but to be concerned about people other than themselves.
and a sense of responsibility for social justice.
Every class now, every year, does some special service project for the community.
And even having a special person on staff and working with every one of the teachers and trying to implement that. Our mission of social justice comes from the mission of the Sisters of Mercy, and we take that to heart.
In the tradition of the Sisters of Mercy,
spent a lot of time thinking about the mission and what it means for us as the faculty and staff of St. Bernard. And this is what we as a faculty and staff want to model for our students. And that this is not just something for the students, but for all those who are involved with St. Bernard Academy.
Everything that the sisters taught is still present in the school today.
I think it's the foundation that they laid back in the day from when they were up there in the convent. I don't think that spirit will ever leave these halls.
You can feel that spirit of the sisters, you know, who work so hard to get to this point.
The values that they'll learn here, the great education that they're going to get here, the love, the community. It's a great investment.
150 years is a long time, and the commitment to the quality of academics that was started by the Sisters of Mercy, I think is evident here now. We certainly all have the same goal, and that's to provide the best we can for the kids.